Steve.
Mate, we've got to have a great day today, relaxing day, totally chilled, heading off on the way to France, culminating in Thiepval Memorial, where we're going to lay a wreath to ex-soldiers, remembering the troops from the past.
Let's go and pay our respects, mate. Coffee first.
Coffee first, yeah.
Let's do it.
Last one to the Channel Tunnel, gets the breakfast, Alan. I think that's going to be you, mate.
Let's
Take
do
care.
it.
Bye.
So what is this? Is this like a 2 litre or 3 litre?
This is they call this a 50, but it's a 3 litre TDI, 276 brake horsepower. So it's got a bit of a poke to it. Yeah.
Oomph to it.
Yeah, only 5-seater. It's not a 7-seater version. You need the Q7 for that. So this one's good. So you got that's the Google map there. So it's that's pretty smart.
It is, isn't it?
It took me about an hour just to figure out how well all these things are working. You know, so it all changes.
So you can literally just zoom in.
You can do, yeah, and then it pops back out again. What's your poison coffee-wise?
Do you know what? I'm a latte man, but
Alright.
I like if it's in the morning, I'm not really eating. I'll go for a caramel latte, just like a little bit of sugar, just to.
Right.
But I'm not really a sugar man. I don't like much sugar, but
No. I like Americano or cappuccino. That's That's mouth. Yeah. I like that, mate.
Americano.
Oh yeah, Americano. Oh yes, I forgot to say, you're in charge of the playlist, mate.
I'm in charge of the playlist. What we got?
I don't know, mate, but you've got your phone on. I'm sure you've got some music on there.
I've got
We'll get you singing at some point, I'm sure. He's a top bloke, isn't he, Alan?
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
He's a nice guy. He's going to take us for a coffie first, and then you can overtake us.
It's on. All right, fine.
It's en route, yeah.
Yeah, you can overtake us anytime you want, mate. He's like that. Don't worry about this. Ant will know exactly what I'm talking about. Like that. Oh, good. I don't know what you're talking about at all, mate. Ooh. Fresh morning.
Lovely morning, isn't it?
Oh, it is, mate.
Sun
it is.
Shining. It's a good day, Steve. It's a good day.
It is, mate. It is. That weather's been pretty horrendous the last few days, isn't it?
It has.
Hot, mate. Really hot.
Unbearable.
Yeah, so I've got to watch my speed, mate. You know.
Just
Bit of a
mate.
speed freak. My missus,
go,
mate.
you'll be fine.
She calls me. She calls me for driving. But I tell you what, she drives like stop, start,
Does
and then you know, and yeah, I'm the only one who ever gets the speeding fines. And
Yeah,
she's. I'm not letting you in. She hates people pulling in front of her. Rude drivers is what she hates.
Yeah.
And I hate that as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know it, but yeah. It's
Got to be polite, haven't you?
it's nice to be nice, isn't it?
Yeah. What's the point in going out there and being aggressive or rude to people? It's just an easy life, isn't it? Keep it
The easy life, mate. That's what we
Easy
want.
life. Oh, of course, easy life.
Still haven't got the voices down though, have they? Yeah.
No,
Nah?
not at all. I think they should cheat these sat navs, and you can get like celebrities or something. You can get Ant Middleton can tell you where to go.
Straight on. Take a left.
Where the are you going, boy? Turn round.
Idiot.
Oh, can you imagine that?
Brilliant.
Sat down, or you get some sexy, sultry woman.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You're on a bored drive. You're like that, right? Let's spice things up a bit.
Yeah, you get like the M&S style advert. Just follow the road ahead and take it slow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like that. She'd bloody crash you.
Get yourself a mochaccino on the way. Because only M&S do sat navs.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll have one too.
Oh, awesome. Oh. So this is a easy journey then, M25, is it? Or are we going to be stuck on probably traffic a little bit, aren't we? But
yeah, you should. We will be, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, good.
We'll be fine, especially once we've got a coffee, Steve. Once we've got a coffee, everything is always okay.
It just chills out, does it?
Is
that what it is? So when you get pissed off with me halfway during this journey, I just buy you a latte.
Mate,
and
listen,
you'll be okay.
I'm not gonna. Listen, this is luxury for me. This is nice, mate. I'm been looking forward to this. When I got in last night, I packed my stuff. Yeah, only lightly because obviously I've got to fly from Paris to Manchester, but it was just like, at least I won't be on the go. Literally just been on the go, just so busy, mate.
It must be good for you. I mean, obviously you're up early, your agents, right, you got to go here, you got to go there, you got to go this, and knowing you as I do, you're like that, no problem, I'll do it, and so on.
Yeah.
And it must be easy for you to say yes, but what does the missus say, mate? I mean, let's be fair. Oh, she must be.
Well,
sometimes.
she loves it, mate.
Does she?
She'll come out of her hair. She's like, get out of my hair. I don't get nothing done when you're about. Because I'm one of these. When I'm about, I'm one of these sort of hanger-oners. You know,
Oh, right.
I'm over her shoulder going, "What are you doing?" She's like,
What are you doing?
"Bugger off."
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Nope, I've done it.
Yeah,
I've done it.
yeah, exactly.
No, that's not how I do it. You put that cereal away differently to me. Is that
Exactly,
it?
yeah.
So she's in charge
like,
at home, is she? Mate?
When I'm at home too long, she's like, right, isn't it time that you've got work or you should be away?
So she's calling the agent up and saying, "Can you book him somewhere?
Exactly.
Book him away for a day or something."
I'll pay for it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so she's good as gold at home, mate. She's got that. I think we've got a really nice balance between work and a family life. There's not much. There's no scope for the in between.
Yeah.
A lot of people there's that social life that they've got that scope for. I've got zero scope for that. So I sort of things like this are a bit. I can incorporate some social time into stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Some events that I go to and some dinners that I go to. Even though it's work primarily, there's that secondary sort of scope to socialise, to sort of unwind a little bit. So you just got to make sure that you pick and choose them wisely.
Because it must be hard, obviously, when you do get invited to these social occasions, some of these like awards, and so it's still a bit of work. You've still got to keep your persona up, haven't you? It must be hard to still relax and be, non-TV ant type of thing. Do you think that is like?
Yeah, you've got to you've got to say to yourself, what is this primarily? Is it work or is it a social? And 9 times out of 10 it's work. The primary thing whilst I'm there, whether it's an event, whether it's an award show, is it's a social event, therefore I'm working.
Yeah.
But I can afford to relax. I can afford to, have a couple of drinks. I can afford to let my hair down a bit, but it's not so social first.
Yeah.
So I can't fully sort of be around people that I want to be around in a safer environment where I can be fully myself.
Yeah.
So you do click on to where you are and how you have to act. Of course you do. And then when I'm with my pals, I lock myself away and
I was going to say, there's got to be a time where you can just relax around your friends that you know who you are.
Yeah, of course.
There's no camera about or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say anything about reality people or anything like that, but some of them, they want the fame.
Yeah,
they want the parties.
1 million.
They want all of that.
Yeah.
And
I haven't got time.
You haven't got time for that shit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, unless it's benefiting my work and it's going to benefit my family, then it's like.
But you've got a purpose.
Every now and then, it's got to have a purpose.
Got to have a purpose.
I love to see everything sort of taking shape.
Yeah.
So and I enjoy what I do. So I'm in a win-win situation really. But I know that you're the same. You love what you do, right?
Oh,
you wake up and you love it, and you see, your expansion of your company. You see more people coming on board. You're helping out more people, especially with the cars that you're selling. You're helping out ex-military and military personnel and service personnel across the board. So you got a great job, right?
Oh, it's brilliant, mate, and you've got to have, as you say, that balance. So it's work, probably 70% of the time, and then if you just get that recharge of your battery, it gives you that break. For me, a bit of golf, a bit of football, a bit of sport watching, and just take my time on my own. So for me, this is it's a work day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But non-real work. That's not really hard, is it? To drive around.
It's a pleasurable.
But a pleasurable.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's good to recharge, mate.
Left here.
Okay.
Drive-through. Costa drive-through.
Oh right. Okay. This is our first break. We've been on the road for
5 minutes.
5 minutes, 6 minutes, and Ant already wants a break.
Yes.
Right, let's get in here, mate. So straight in the drive-through. Can this big car get through that drive-through?
Yeah, you'll get through that.
Let's get in it, mate.
Easy for you, Steve.
Well, you know what it is, mate, because it's obviously going to be on my side, so it's obviously me buying this round. And when we get to France, because we're on the other side, mate.
I'll buy the round.
You can buy the round? Jesus, I better get a breakfast then.
You get what you want.
No, mate. We'll get that. Alan's behind us now in the car. Is he? Oh, he was. He'll be here somewhere.
This. I'll get this. Let me get my wallet out.
42 chai lattes, please. And I'll have one of those bacon rolls.
You have what you want.
Yeah.
I'll have a large caramel latte, please.
Forgot
Good morning, can I help you?
Can I have a large caramel latte, please, and a large Americano, please?
With milk or without, sir?
With milk, please.
Anything else?
You want a bite to eat or anything?
No.
No. No, that's good, thank you.
Drive round when you're ready then, please.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to have to make some room here.
Right, I'll get rid of all this shit, mate. Right, glasses, Gucci stuff. Where are we? Yeah, all done, mate. All done.
The sun's out, coffee, good to go, good company. What more can you want?
This will be edited out.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And the press quite
Yeah.
high. Why is that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that piece you done with Forces Cars Direct? Yeah. Well, this is what they put up.
This bit will be in my personal archive. So there will be bits that we'll obviously we'll let out, but other stuff that
Other stuff.
if we say the wrong
absolutely
thing,
not.
obviously we will we'll keep it on the QT, as they say.
Mate, nothing is on the QT. Try not to beard up my mic.
We're going to talk about beards today, mate.
Nice, I like it.
Yes, we're going to talk about beards at some point today, and because I think the MOD are blaming you.
Yes, the RAF.
The RAF, the Army, they're all saying, Ant's modern and cool, and he's a beard guy, and he's the one that's changing our dynamic of our military personnel, because they all want to be like Ant Middleton.
Yes.
That's what it is. Do you reckon so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, 1,000,000%.
Well, we'll talk about that later on. Fuck it, let's talk about it now then. So what do you reckon of beards in the military then, mate?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
The only reason why you don't have a beard is because when you put on your respirator, your gas mask, it has to form a perfect seal. But that's when you get a chemical attack, or can you see that happening? Probably not, and if it does, go and get a shave.
Yeah.
Go and have a shave.
You're gonna know that, aren't you? That you're coming close to a potential action before you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Special Forces, you never shaved anyway, did you?
No.
And
that's the reason why I
probably
joined the
used to it.
Special Forces, so I can grow my hair and grow a beard.
Did you grow your hair?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I look like a right hippie.
I can't imagine you with because when you did first SAS program, you had a little bit shorter hair.
Yeah.
And I don't believe you had a beard.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Is that right?
But, yeah, I did have a beard. But
Was it really
It was
tidy?
like it was like long stubble.
Long stubble.
Yeah, so it wasn't a beard.
It was
a
Ryland stubble.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Like you've got
Like
now.
me.
Yeah.
Jesus, I've been growing this for months, mate. That's all
Yeah.
I've got. I've got grey, mate. I'm like, the Miracle on 34th Street. I'm like Father Christmas grey. That's what that is.
You'd be alright, mate.
But I tried to get it longer, and it just goes wild.
Do you know
and
what?
It
But
starts
you've
to go
got to
wispy.
go through a stage where it does go like that, but it goes wild, and then once it gets so longer, it goes. You can tame it a bit.
Right. Do you oil it? Do you take care of it? Are you like do you groom yourself?
Yeah, I do. Use the clippers to trim it up every now and then. But I'm not an oil guy. I'm not a balm guy. I'm just a cool guy.
You're a rough guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in the in the wild and say I can smell ant from 100 miles away.
Steve, you know the score, mate.
Yes, mate.
You know the score.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's right then. So we are here, mate.
Just tap my card. No card. Just give it a doop.
Where we go? Morning. How you doing? Yeah, good. You been on all night? Ooh.
Right, Steve, are you trying to freeze me to death here with the aircon?
There you go, mate. The aircon's off, mate. There you go. That's you. Just press that. It's a little sensitive. There you go. I've had to put my heated seats on because it was a bit chilly.
No, I won't go that far.
No.
Listen.
There's no heated seats on for me. Honestly.
I haven't turned into complete diva just yet.
So what playlists have you got? So let's have a look here. We've got Ant's phone here, and we've got Dolly Parton.
Oh, she's my favourite.
You like her? Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
Kenny Rogers.
Oh, a bit of Kenny.
And
a bit of country and western.
a bit of Shania Twain.
Oh, Shania Twain.
I've got that Shania, and a bit of Ed Sheeran. So
I actually have got Ed Sheeran.
You have got Ed Sheeran. Yeah, I've not got anything. There's no phone here, by the way. I'm just making it all up. It's probably more like my playlist, to be fair, because I'm a lot older than you. I say a lot
Oh,
older than you, but probably 10 years or
20,
something.
20. Give it
20
there
years.
you go, 20.
A large latte.
I should have got. We didn't get him a drink, did we?
It's all right. No.
Oh yes.
Which milk in the Americano?
Semi-skimmed, please.
Yeah.
And
£6.25.
thank you. Do you want any sugar or anything, mate?
No.
Nothing. Can I have some sugar, please?
Yeah, brown or white, sir?
White, please. Just give me 3. If that's okay.
That's great, thank you very
Do you want a receipt?
No.
That's the latte.
Thank you.
There you go, that.
There you go, mate.
Thank you, ladies.
Sugar,
Thank you.
and there's your Americano.
Right.
Pleasure.
Listen, because you're leading the way, you can go up front.
Oh, mate, I'm up front now, mate.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Thank you. Nice day. Right. This is
Here
the
we-
smallest exit here. So let's.
He wants.
Yeah. I thought you were getting a coffee, mate.
I think I could have brewed it quicker myself.
Uh,
I'm going to check your mics.
okay.
If you let me in.
Oh yeah.
There's no trust here, is there? I know we're in Essex.
Go
Are we
on.
in? Well, every time you know what it's like, mate. As soon as you go forward a little bit, it bloody pulls it.
I'm trying to turn this sat nav off because you can hear the voice over
Oh,
it. And
of
it
course. There will be a
I've got it, mate. I've got the volume. As it came on, I turned the volume down. So
I did try and
if we get lost, mate, it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
and because you're colourblind as well.
I'm colourblind, mate.
There is a great possibility that we might get lost.
That is true, but I can see blondes and brunettes and redheads, so I don't mind. Don't mind, mate. What, you don't sit on on the Chewbacca mask there, mate?
Oh, no, move
Yeah,
it over.
yeah, yeah.
Move it over.
No, please do sit on it, Alan.
No, because he's not going to get out of here. I'm captain today. Ant's already said that I'm in charge until we get to France, and then he's in charge.
No.
But
Oh, gee.
it's good, isn't it, mate?
It is cool,
It's
yeah.
quite cool. Well, basically, it was about 3 years ago, I think. There was a woman in America who bought one, and she sat in her car, and she's saying, "I bought this for my kids," and then she's like, "That well, actually, no, I didn't buy it for my kids. I bought it for me." And she puts it on, and she just starts laughing for about 10 minutes. It's like 30 million views. Honestly, it's the funniest thing. And she was then known as Chewbacca Lady. So she ended up on James Corden, and she was in a car with J.J. Abrams, who was doing Star
really?
Wars in the back. It was hilarious. So I bought one, and not long after that, and we all had a bit of a laugh in the office with it and stuff like that. And my niece,
I
she's
bet they've gone viral, haven't they?
they have, mate. But my niece, she's like 2 years old, and I put it on, and mate, she screams.
Does she?
She does not like it at all.
Really?
Doesn't like it at
So
all.
you put it on even more.
Yeah, I put it on even more, just because I'm like an antagonising sort of. When it comes to kids, I like to wind them up a little bit. You know? Well, a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
And,
why not?
But
Bit of character building.
bit of character building. So anyway, I was in the office, and they said, "Oh, you're gonna get Ant to use the Chewbacca mask," and I'm like, "That? Oh, that's a good idea. I still have to find it now." So I looked in the cupboard. I thought, I'm gonna get that. He's not gonna get away. He's not gonna get away. You right there, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in charge of.
And this one just didn't even bloody bother sticking.
I think I needed 4 sugars in that because it's the biggest cup in the world, isn't it? That. Not going to do any branding, but can't go wrong with Costa, mate.
No, yeah, if you
Can't
do
go wrong
want to
with
do
Costa.
another...
I'm a Leeds fan as well, and we've got a player called Costa.
There you go,
so,
mate.
like Costa,
There you
scored
go.
the other day. Well done.
Are you good to go?
Yeah, I'll be leading.
All right. Oops, nope. The drive's not good. I'll hit that car. Right, let me. So I can turn this up and down. So if we're following him, we shouldn't have an issue now. We can just turn the volume down.
And the route's marked out for you.
Yep.
So you got it's turquoise. This way you follow.
Timing there, 12:51 to France.
Could have run that quicker.
You could, mate. You could. And you can swim, so you'd be good, mate. 'cause
Yeah,
you've
do you
got
know
all
what?
3 of that, mate.
Yeah, I could.
I said all 3. Obviously, we're not flying, so we're not flying, running, and swimming. But right, okay, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Good thing with the autos, mate, is you just put it down, don't
Exactly.
you? Oh.
Boom, and you're gone.
So yeah, that journey, 5 minutes all to the Costa Coffee.
Yes.
And now we're on our way again.
We've kick-started our
We
morning.
kick-started our morning. This is going to fuel us for the next 2 hours.
Yeah. Breakfast. This is your breakfast. This is it.
That's good, mate. That's good. I'd say cheers, but it's not really a beer, but cheers anyway.
No, yeah. That's the... How about, did you hear what happened in Parliament yesterday?
As in, they suspended it for
5 weeks.
Oh, mate.
Boris Johnson and the Queen have.
Do you know what? He's done a smart thing.
Oh, it's political genius, mate.
Yes, it is political
genius.
You know, I like Boris.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for. I mean, and I know we shouldn't talk politics or anything. I'm not for Brexit, and I don't know what you are or not,
Yeah.
so we won't go there. But I like Boris.
Yeah.
He's a bungling buffoon.
Yeah.
And but at least he's educated, and at least he's a, you know, he's an MP. Whereas we're not going to talk about other presidents in the world, or did I say that? But I mean, he's not even a senator. He's not even a governor. You know, he just someone who was popular, a populist vote, if that makes sense. Do you know what? I don't like it, but I look at it as a business, and you deal with the cards you've got.
Yep.
Okay, and you get on with it, and you just make do, and you'll always muddle through situations, and it won't be brilliant either way. There'll be good things about it, there'll be bad things about it, but that's just everyday business, mate. You come across that shit every day.
100%.
So you just get used to it.
Roll with it, all right?
Roll with it, yeah. Roll with it. Yeah. Bitch about it, but don't let the bitch last more than 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then just get on with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because the one thing I hate is when
I love that attitude, Steve.
look, people they moan about things, and then they moan about it
Again.
days later, and then they
Yeah,
moan
yeah,
about
yeah.
it days later,
You're
and I
like,
think, oh
why
my
is
God,
it
just get on, mate. If you've got your piece, say your piece.
Mm-hmm.
You know, feel passionate about it, and then move on. Don't bring it back, if that makes sense.
Agreed.
And that way, then you're always looking forward, you know, from that side, because being positive, or you know, have a direction or have a passion, it's hard to be around people who then pull that down off you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Where's he going?
Where's he going?
Where's he going?
His sat nav's probably taking him here. I don't know
No,
why.
I wouldn't have done. Definitely
Right.
wouldn't have done. He's
Okay.
taking us into central Chelmsford. They're all through the town now.
Right. Okay.
Oh, we should have just gone.
Yeah. Never mind. We did let him in charge, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But that was our first mistake.
That was our first mistake, was to follow Alan. But
Alan, where you going?
yeah.
Where the
Where
hell are you going?
mate?
What? I thought it was just taking me away from the main drag. So it's,
Follow us, mate. We'll go.
Where-
here you go.
yeah.
This is usually absolutely brilliant. Did you know this was taking me to a...
I was like, where the hell is he going?
Apologies, guys. I'll
No, it's
follow
alright.
you.
Yeah, we're turning
we'll
around
go in
there.
inside and turn around. You follow us, mate. I'll tell you what, mate. He knows his cameras. He doesn't know his...
Roads.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you. You
No.
are spot on there, mate. Spot on there.
We would fire him, but we don't know how to do the cameras.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it's like he's taking us to a farm or something. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? So yeah, when you're with someone and they always being a bit negative around you and a bit,
Yeah,
no,
no.
I can't do this, no, and it must be draining.
Yeah,
Because you
isn't it?
probably get that a lot, probably with some celebs.
Yeah.
You know, because although they're doing what they do, there must be some of them that are
I don't
like.
cater for it, mate. To be fair,
You what? Sorry.
I don't cater for negativity. I don't.
What do you do? Do you give
I
the,
just-
do you like that? Do you like pull yourself out of the, you know?
Yeah, no, I'd pull myself away from the situation, or just ignore the situation, or ignore the person. It's like, you know, again, you know, you're gonna have your little dribs and drabs and your little moan, and you know, like you said, for your 5 minutes. Yeah, by all means, you know, if you've got something on your chest, let me know. But then, if that continues into hours and into days and into weeks, it's just like, do not talk to me. Do not come anywhere near my circle, because it's I'm just gonna ignore you.
Bad juju.
Yeah, isn't it? You know, it
is.
It's contagious negativity as well, isn't it?
It is, because it's like a cancer.
It's like draining.
Because when you see them, you're thinking, oh my God, is he going to say that again?
Oh yeah. Or you go, and you put yourself in that negative headspace, don't you?
Yeah. Oh. Right. Let's get on the right road.
All right. Let's re-establish command.
We're closer to the start.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm going back home.
Yeah, that was a short journey. Oh, yeah, you just pull out, mate. You just pull out.
why not? Why not?
EG18 AKF. Oh, did I say that? Oh. It's not someone you know, is it?
No.
Right,
Yeah, it
okay.
might be actually.
Oh, no. He's not going to be driving a Ford Focus, are they, really?
No. Let's be honest.
Right, this is the road. So, injuries then. Let's talk. Have you ever had any bad injuries? Skip the military stuff and accept the Everest stuff. Have you ever had anything, bad or anything like that? Broken
Never.
bones, fallen off trees when you were 10 years old or something
do you know
like
what?
that?
I've had lots of accidents.
Oh, yeah.
But no injuries or no long-term injuries. Obviously, I've had scrapes and scars and bumps and bruises, but no long-term injuries. None through my training, none through, whatever I've done, whether it's climbing, whether it's mountaineering, whether it's, been into conflict zones. I've never had any injuries.
Really?
Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
No shrapnel, no being shot, if you don't mind me asking, or like that?
I've had a bit of shrapnel.
You had a bit of shrapnel?
It's just stuff that you just pick out your chest, or
Yeah.
that's just, it's more embedded due to the heat, but
Yeah.
no.
I'd have
I had
thought,
a bit of shrapnel in my head, but only tiny. There's just tiny little shards from a grenade
Right.
and stuff like that. But it's not, that you just pick up on, obviously when you're on operations. But
I can just imagine you as a kid, like, I'm going to go down on my BMX down the toughest hill, and I don't care what happens to me.
Yeah, it was like that.
Is that you?
Yeah, that
okay.
was, yeah.
So you had a BMX, I take it, yeah?
Yeah, I had a BMX.
What was it? What type of BMX was it
I
when
don't
you were a
know
young
what
lad?
type of BMX it was, but I was one of these kids that I would go foraging, and not only foraging for everything and anything.
Right.
I'd be, especially as a youngster in France, you come across so much, So we had big fields, we had big barns where you'd find all sorts of different bikes, and as a kid when you try and make your own bike,
Yeah.
and a wheel from that bike, the handlebars from there, the seat from there, and I had quite a robust bike, but and then you go on to, as you get older, you go on to sort of like mopeds, and you want to, you
electrify it.
Yeah, exactly.
Motorify it, yeah.
And it's just all obviously non-roadworthy, but as a kid, especially in rural France, where nothing goes on, you can get up to mischief and no one will ever know about it. It's and I talk about mischief, I'm tongue-in-cheek mischief.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about just being a kid.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about the kids nowadays, like on their scooters and stuff like that. I'm talking about being a kid, being adventurous, being a bit cheeky. That was me as a kid. I was one of these kids that when I went to school, my pockets were just full of elastic bands and catapults,
Marbles.
Marbles. Yeah,
Marbles,
everything. So I was definitely one of those kids that like to think they knew it all. But,
You were a real,
a real like
road.
Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
So when you're in France then, so when I grew up, you always had, people used to grip you. If you did something wrong, an adult would grip you, give you a bit of a shake. Grip around the ear. Or you get a copper who would,
Absolutely.
Nowadays. So was that like in France as well, where, they wouldn't take it any further, they'd just give you a good talking to?
Yeah.
Right.
It was, every now and then you'd see the old gendarme, car put up on the drive, and you're like, oh no, they're there for me. And just be, have you been in so-and-so's field and you're causing mischief? Their apples have all, have all been shot off the tree with a catapult.
Did you go scrumping, did you?
Yeah. No, I'm like, yeah, that was me. And they're like, right, blah, 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 don't do it again. And, you got to know your local Bobby on the beach, shall we say, and again, you respected them. It was a case of, you thought about what you'd done before.
It was a sense of authority.
Yeah, before you acted, because it was a case of, am I going to have, just them pulling up on the drive. My mum would be like, Anthony! But me, only me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, did you, am I in the wrong lane here, aren't I? Yeah. Sorry. So did you Because when I grew up, we had hay bales everywhere.
Yeah.
So we used to make dens.
Yeah.
Massive hay bales. Did they have that haycocks and hay bales in
Yeah,
France as
yeah.
well, yeah?
France is, especially northern France, where I grew up.
Saint-Lô, yeah, Normandy, is that right?
Yeah, Saint-Lô, Normandy, and La Manche. That's the district. That's the county. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it was just quiet. You know, nothing went on. It's like you just had field amongst fields. Obviously, you know, we used to get chased by farmers.
Yeah.
We used to go into their fields, build dens in their hay bales. You know, even the woods. You know, we had woods. We were surrounded by woods, and we'd go and stay in the woods for a couple of days. Literally, you know, not exaggerating.
Yeah.
You know, come back every now and then, tell our parents where we were. They always knew where we were, but no phones back then.
But it was safe, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was safe.
Safe,
yeah,
yeah.
and you could literally, you know, they'd come and check you at night about 11 o'clock, make sure that we were in our tents or whatever dens we built, and then we would literally stay there, wake up, you know, and we would, you know, make a fire. You know, back then, you know, I knew how to firelight at the age of like 11, and you know, and I was safe, really, really safe to do so, because you know I was petrified of burning the wood down. You know, so
Yeah.
you know, but you say to a 10, 11-year-old, you can, you know, go across the road there 200 metres and you can stay in the wood and and
you'll be fine.
But I'll be fine.
You know, because nowadays everyone's so afraid. Oh, children are out there. Or where are you? Make sure you've got your mobile phone with you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, I mean, because you grew up probably beginning of the 90s, end of the 80s, yeah. So you still yeah.
But you know, I can remember.
So you never had mobile phones in your day either, did you? Until you were probably 16, 17.
No, not even then.
Not even then. Okay.
Even when I joined the army in '98. Back end of '97, real beginning of '98, and even then, mobile phones. You know, I remember getting my first mobile phone. I think it was December '98, and I had to get my mum, to sign the form for me.
All right, yeah.
And I got the old Ericsson, you know, the one with the antenna that
Oh
came
yeah,
up, and
tiny
it flipped
lad.
down,
Yeah.
and you could change the colour of the face. You could pull it out and put a blue face on there. You could put a red face on there. That was my first mobile phone.
That was your first phone.
And it had to be contracted. There was no pay as you go then. It had to be contracted through my mum, because I
Right.
wasn't 18.
Guarantor.
And guarantor. That's
Yeah.
the one. That's the one. So and even then I was just like, everyone's like, wow, you know, it's so amazing, you know.
Because you're in basic
So
training then,
cool.
is that right? Yeah.
No, I was in Leckensfield doing my driving.
Ooh, yellow perils, or did they have them in those days?
What's that?
Well, they had the trucks. They used to call them yellow perils when I was in 1990.
No, I drove in a Wolf, a Land Rover Wolf. But yeah, I'd done 3 days of driving, and then sat my driving test and passed.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done.
So literally, it's like,
Well done. Well done.
and then getting your driving license, it just sort of gives you a new sense of freedom, doesn't it?
It does, mate. It does. The best thing that I ever did, I did my training. I was 21 when I joined up, but I went to Leckensfield, did my driver training as well.
Oh, you did go to Leckensfield?
Yeah, Leckensfield was excellent, mate. Beverley, went to Beverley, had a good time in Beverley, and drove all around that sort of like Yorkshire, East Riding area. Brilliant.
So what trade did you do in the area?
Army Echo.
Army Echo.
Army Echo. So Lynx and Gazelle, and then obviously not long after I left, they turned into the Apaches and stuff like that.
Mm.
So, but it was it's funny when you
Sea Kings.
talk
Did
to
you do
someone.
Sea Kings?
No, didn't do that. It's funny because when I grew up, you know, people used to go. Not everyone had a home phone, for instance.
Yeah,
and,
no, sure.
You know, you still had the phone boxes in the corners of the estates.
Well,
and
they
stuff.
were our mobile phones, weren't
Yeah,
they?
that was it.
The
You go
phone
out,
boxes.
10p's.
Yeah,
big
mate.
10p,
Yeah.
chunk thing. And no internet either. And you came on just about not long after you had a mobile phone. Internet was starting to probably come up 97, 98, 99. So that was all new as well, I guess, for you as well.
Yeah, and all of that was just, you know, I remember thinking to myself, the first email I sent, I remember thinking, this is never going to take off.
Did you?
Yeah, I was thinking, I might as well, you know, I remember putting everything in, this is like, how stupid is this?
What's the point?
Honestly, I thought to myself, I might as well just call someone or what, you know, text someone. Why this will never? And that's what I thought. First email I thought, Someone showed me how to send an email. I thought, this is never going to work.
Yeah. Why would we ever need that?
Yeah, why would we ever need it? We've got phones and we've got texts
Yeah.
and we got in there.
Yeah.
Now, that's the way forward. Well, was I proven wrong?
Yeah. First time I used the internet was like 97, 98, and in Germany.
And did it sit right with you? Did you think, or were you quite intrigued about it, or were you just like, oh, what's all this about?
I loved it. When you spot technology, I thought, wow, this is amazing, and I thought, well, what can you find on the internet? What is it you can actually search? And my boss at the time, Mike George, he said to me, search anything. What are you interested in? I said, oh, I'm interested in stars, stargaze and that sort of stuff. And he says, well, just type it in. I thought, what's the biggest galaxy? Was there? And it was like, well, it wasn't that quick, but it was like that. Dial up. Go. And I thought, this is amazing. And then, because we had like search engine was like Yahoo and Lycos at that point. Google was just starting, so it wasn't as popular as it obviously is today. Everyone's just Google now, isn't it?
Yeah. I
don't think people use Bing or anything. It's just Google. But I thought, wow, this is unbelievable. You can get any bit of information, and obviously it's exploded. And then you got obviously the social medias then came about 8-9 years later, didn't they? 2007, 2008, and just wild, absolutely wild. Because that's your world now, isn't it? It's all social.
Yeah,
your Instagrams and your, we do use Facebook as a business.
Instagram's cool, I like Instagram, but I don't ever like to be tied down to anything. I don't like to think that I must do this social media stuff to progress in my career.
Yeah.
Even though it's a big part of my career.
Yeah.
I hate to think that I'm laden with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hate to think that, and if you don't post, if you don't do this, you're going to lose your followers, therefore you're going to lose. It's like, which I get, and it does happen, but it's like, come on, I'm not.
But you're first.
Yeah.
Not social first.
Yeah. If you want, that whole sort of, find out about me and that mystique about who we really are. I think we should still keep that.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps people interested. That's what keeps people fascinated about each other. It's not just about famous people and celebrities. It's about everyday normal folk. They've got some interesting stories. They've got some fascinating things. It doesn't matter how many followers you got or how many likes you're getting. That should never, sort of dictate.
Not define you.
Or dictate, how you act or what you do.
Well, that's why you're different because you're famous because of stuff you've done.
Yeah.
That's then turned into a career that you've
yeah.
rolled along with it.
Absolutely.
As opposed to some people who
being a face on TV.
They go into it to be famous.
Yeah.
And then they're posting it and whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
to keep that up.
Yeah. And all credit to anyone who does anything, and I don't wish bad will on anybody and whatever. But I think some people have got to look for their futures and don't just think that it's just a social thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because we've obviously seen things in the past where unfortunate events have happened and people have, had a mental situation where they've committed suicide or something because of social pressures.
Yeah.
And don't be burdened by those pressures effectively from that side of things. And in some cases, it's self-instigated because they're being, I've got to get more, I've got to do this, got to do more.
Yeah.
And I think that's great that you're not in that sort of mold.
And it's one of those where, because I've got credibility with my career in the Special Forces, it's almost delivering a message now.
Yeah.
How did I overcome these situations? How do I think? How did this mindset get me out of the traumas of war, for example? How did my mindset get me through, this situation, that situation? And that's what people are fascinated about, and that's what I say is my job, is to deliver that message.
Yeah.
And it's not a privilege to be in a situation that I'm in. It's a responsibility.
Yeah.
So I very much take that on as a responsibility. Where I think a lot of people think that I'm privileged to be in this situation. I'm going to post about this, post about that, keep my status up here. But with mine, mine's like sort of like a longevity sort of career where I'll always be sort of fine-tuning that message.
Yeah.
And everything that I do, if you look at everything that I do, and this is what I make sure that I do, everything I do has a subliminal message behind it.
Right.
There is a message in everything that I do. I don't just do things for the sake of being on TV.
Yeah.
I just don't do an interview for the sake of talking. I don't do this for the sake of, acting or whatever it may be. Everything I do is there's a message behind it. And that's why it's so important that I keep that authenticity.
Yeah, and I like that as well. And although you're not purposely doing social for the sake of it, it's a good medium for you to get those messages across, because other people follow you on social for those reasons.
Yeah, and it's important. It is important to have that engagement, but it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to think that even if I didn't have social media, I'd still, be in the position
still
where
you.
I am. Yeah.
And
the position that I'm in as well.
Yeah.
I don't think because I've got this many followers that I'm succeeding. I know within myself whether my message is being heard and whether I'm delivering it correctly, and whether that my actions are inspirational.
So you don't care if you've got 100,000 followers or 600,000 followers.
No.
It makes no difference to you.
No.
So have you posted anything that you've done, for instance, and you think, shit, I shouldn't have said that, but then you own it and then think, actually, no, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, there's a few things that you post, especially on Twitter. Twitter's a platform where you can. It's a platform for discussion, right? Healthy debate. You put your opinion out, and then the amount of negativity that you get back, and it's just like, I completely respect people's opinion. Of course, they're going to be different to mine. Of course, people are going to have the same mindset as me. They're going to be different to me. But just because I voice something and you disagree with it, doesn't mean you have to all of a sudden judge me for who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I look at things like that, due to my positivity, I look at things like that and I just laugh it off, really.
Yeah.
I think to myself, wow, especially when people get abusive and they start to really go at you, I think to myself, wow, what headspace must you be in?
Yeah.
What life must you be living to be so negative and to take that as this and completely blow it out of proportion?
Do you not want to get inside their head and think, well, why are you like that? Why can't?
Yeah,
why can you not be different?
I feel sorry for them.
You want to talk to them and say, tell me why you're like that.
I do, but I haven't got the time to do that. But honestly, and I have disarmed a few people before. I remember when I sold a few tickets for my tour last year, someone got in touch and said, it's disgusting that you're not doing military discount. And I was like, how can I do military discount? Well, ask for their ID card. I'm like, well, I can't, they would never, it's against the law for them to give me their ID card or to give me any, give me any of their information. And I said, what about veterans? I'm like, well, how do I know that you've been in the military? I said, look, if you can't, this was a one-on-one, sort of DM, direct message. I was like, listen, if you can't afford a ticket, buddy, I said, how many do you want? And it went from me being this complete arsehole to me explaining why I can't give military, because obviously people will manipulate the system and I can't take people's military information on board. It's not allowed. To me offering them a couple of tickets and I'm sorry, mate. I didn't.
It's
trust me.
Humble. Yeah.
If I prioritise the military. If I do a lot for the military.
Yeah.
If I could give free tickets out to the military, then I would. And I do that a lot. If you look at all my tours that I come to, there's a military sort of entourage that of 10, 20 people that I give free tickets to.
Can't please everyone.
And it's just like it's like, well, if you weren't so aggressive first of all, then and actually thought about what I was what I was saying, look, I can't give military discount, then we wouldn't be in this debate. But it's people will judge you anyway. They don't care what you say. People will always judge you, and you've just got to flip it on them. You've got to think, what are they going through? I almost feel sorry for them, because I think, wow, for you to be riddled with such negativity, your life must be shit.
It must be, because we did the interview. It was like a year ago, pretty much, when we did that interview, and a lot of stuff's happened since then. And it's on our YouTube channel. So I think we got 42,000 views. So I'm quite proud of that. Nice views. And
it's good.
And the majority of the comments, as you say, are like, "Wow, brilliant! Didn't know all about that. Great interview. Ant's great," and so on and so forth. And then there was I think I spoke for a question and you answered 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And some guy put in, interviewer talks too much. All it is, answer a question. And then there was another guy who says, "Yeah, Ant's full of shit." I'm like that. I'm like, what? I'm thinking, do I reply or do I just not bother? Because those types of people, when you start replying,
it's brilliant.
It's really there.
The best one I get is every now and then I put a military post up and they go, "Ant's a Walter Mitty." And I'm like,
a Walter Mitty?
as if to say that I've never been in the military. Or I think if I was blagging about being in, having passed P Company, the commando course and P Company and Special Forces selection, I'm sure someone would have pulled me on that.
I'm sure someone
I've got some youngster calling me a Walt, and you're just like, oh, bless.
But you can't please everyone. You can't reply to everyone, because the people you do reply to, they're the ones that want an antagonist. They want to get antagonistic. Do you know what I mean? And we see it sometimes, and from posts on Facebook, not necessarily us, but other companies, and you think, wow, that's just like, why bother?
Do you know what though? But it's when I do look through some comments and to reply to the 99% of the positive people, and you do come across it, it really cheers me up. Because it makes me laugh, because I think to myself, wow, you must be having a shit day. And I remember this is one thing that really, and people have said to me, "Anne, how can you laugh at that?" I was doing a tour, one of my tours, talking tours. I think it was at Manchester Apollo, sold out.
Yep.
And I'm there and I'm joking away, laughing away, and at the end everyone's standing up and they're clapping, and there's this guy on the front row. He sat there with his arms crossed, slouched in his seat, and obviously everyone was stood up. He made a point of sitting down, and obviously I went around thanking everyone, and I could obviously notice him because he looked at me and he went like that. He nodded his head like that. And do you know what? That made me laugh for weeks.
Did it?
I thought to myself, mate, you've come and spent, your hard-earned money to come and see me, and your missus is there standing up, clapping, and you're sat there nodding your head, going whatever you're thinking. And I just thought to myself, that's brilliant. When I got a buzz, and every time I went onto stage for about 2 weeks after that, I was laughing. So it put me in a good headspace and put me in a good mood.
You're looking at the front row, see if he's there the next one.
Yeah, exactly. And people were like, and I said, that's what you got to do. You got to take people's negativity and you got to flip it. Because if that was someone that was probably insecure about themselves, and then they'd probably go, oh, that person didn't enjoy my show. It could have. It could have the reverse effect on some people. Yeah. But I know that you're going to have a lot of people like that, but 99% of the people that you're talking to and that you're delivering a message to are there listening and implementing what you're saying.
They want to learn.
That's why they're coming back. That's why I'm always looking at fine-tuning my message, always looking at giving another way of thinking so they can find a solution to their problem.
Yeah. Was that one of your evenings or was
it
one
of my evenings right. Yeah. And that's what you've got to do. That's what I say to people. Other people's negativity, that's their problem.
Yeah.
You can't take that on board because you're not in their head. You don't know. And again, you do. I get into a stage where I feel sorry for them. Yeah. I want to help them, even though they're so horrible to me like that, and to talking shit or blah blah blah. And you think to yourself, mate, I'd like to sit down with you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd like to grab you and sit down with you. I'd like to, take you out for a beer or whatever it may be, just to. But then you go, listen, I've got all these other positive people that I'm actually going to share my love and attention with. Yeah. You've lost out, and I do, and I look at it and I go, do you know what, mate, you've lost out there, or
They had an opportunity. They came along, and they take out of it. Everyone takes out of it what they want.
Yeah.
I remember going to Germany for posting. And I get there, and I'm in the camp, and I said to some of these guys, what's it like in Germany? Oh, it's shit. I'm like, really? Why is it shit? Oh, it's shit, mate. I just stay on camp all the time. I'm thinking, you posted to Germany. Yeah. Why don't you go out and experience the world. You know, and these are the people
Absolutely.
that would just be negative, no matter what you say. Oh yeah, the town's rubbish, the food's rubbish, you know, and I'm thinking, why'd you bother going? There's some guys in the UK wanted to post into Germany, you know, and you could have just stayed in the UK. I'm thinking you've got to make it how you make it.
Yeah.
You've got to get out what you put into it, and go in with open eyes and to say, I'm going to make the best of the situation, as opposed to just being negative on that. I want to travel and do as much as you can in
Yeah,
the
of
world.
course,
Your
you
life is
wanna get
about,
out. Yeah,
it's
of
not
course you
rehearsal,
do.
is it? You've got one chance and...
That's what you make of it,
Yeah.
Steve. It's like, you know, if you want to drape in your own misery and your own sorrow and you want to play the victim card, then, you know, listen, you're going to have a miserable life, I'm afraid.
Oh God, yeah.
But if you want to, you know, accept that what's happened has happened and what's going to happen is, you know, is part of life, then you embrace it,
Yeah.
and you find a solution to make things better.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere you go. There are people that are just out there just to make people miserable. You know, you go. If you look at some, I feel sorry for you know, some celebrities, because people follow them literally just to give them abuse.
Really?
No, yeah, they've got a million followers, and you look at their comments, and it's all people giving them absolute shit, and because that's what people like to do. They like to, so it's and that's the world we live in, I'm afraid. You know, you look at the world, the way the world's going. You know, you only hear about negative news. You only hear about everything's sort of negative. So if you put yourself in that negative headspace, then you're going to be living in a bad world, right? You're going to live in a negative world.
You're going to drown.
Yeah, you got exactly that. So it's one of those where you got to go, right. I love your outlook on life, Steve. Where you go, right. Well, listen, I'm posted to Germany. People telling me, I'll go and find out for myself. I'm going to go and I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people go, oh well, if you say that, then it must be.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, listen, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Great outlook on life.
Yeah.
Be your own, you know, make your own life, make your own destiny, you know. I'm very much like that. You know, my days, people are like, how do you work so much? You know, the days are so long, and I'm like, but I break it down, you know, I make sure that I enjoy what I do, and you know, the reason why I work long hours and I do it is because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
If I didn't enjoy doing it, then I wouldn't work long hours.
You get
know?
accomplishment, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
I walk in every day and I'm like that. I write a list down. I even email myself at night things I've got to do the next day, and then I write a list down. And it might be this long, and I think, oh God, that's a lot of stuff to do. No problem. One thing at a time. Do that. Within 20 minutes, you know, half it's done.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not as bad as not as bad as a task, is it? And
No.
you know, and if you're accomplishing something for that each day, and giving back or whatever it may be, a bit of charity work here and there, then that's where you are, and that's how I like it.
Couldn't agree more.
M25 south. This is where we're going.
So
left.
you're going left, yeah. Follow who you can follow.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's if Alan knows where he's going. If he
Well,
takes a right here.
Yeah, he could end up in Scotland.
I do love Scotland though.
Oh, yes, mate, yes.
Oh, I love Scotland.
I know that you've got a place up there. Obviously, won't say where it is,
Yeah.
but you go there. How's it going? All renovated? And
No. It's still up there. It's just an old sort of shell of a church.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Scotland. I like the Scots. I just like the whole atmosphere up there. Nice people.
Yeah.
Beautiful country.
Yeah.
You know, you go to Razzie and the Isle of Skye, and it's beautiful.
It's lush, isn't it? You know, the
Lush.
hills,
That's
green.
a northern word.
It's an
if I've
over
ever heard
lush,
one.
lush. And
Lush.
I mean, obviously, my missus is from Glasgow, as you know, and she's you know, that's a home, and she loves it. And for me, the only thing I don't like about Scotland is the weather. It's just, you know, every time I go up there, it's bloody raining.
See, I
Every
like
time.
the rain.
You like it?
Steve.
You
Yeah.
like it?
Do you know what I like?
Yep.
I like to be in the middle of nowhere, in a sort of log cabin, or you know, like a small sort of abode, and to be in there, and the rain's pummeling down, and you look outside, no one's outside. You put your Gore-Tex on, and boom, out you go. Maybe you might want to do a bit of fishing, might want to do a bit of hiking, whatever it may be. It's just like that's pure, you know, it's you've got Mother Nature, which is obviously showing her side.
Yeah.
Freedom, you know, tranquility. Don't get me wrong, I like the sun, but if they said to me, "Ant, where would you rather live? Somewhere sunny or somewhere like Scotland where it rains a lot?" I'd pick Scotland all day long.
You like the scenery, yeah?
Yeah, I like the scenery. But I love Mother Nature. You know, showing her side as well. You know, I love it when it's foggy. I love it when it's raining. You know, they're not all the time, but you know, I embrace those situations. I love that environment, and because I've done obviously a lot of training in Scotland and Wales where it's miserable, I suppose I've learned to embrace it. Learned to
You're at one with nature.
I'm at one with nature, completely that.
So if you go on holiday then, so if you want a relaxing time, you're going away with the family and that, do you do the chill part, or do you still like to be a little bit active?
I can't chill, Steve,
No?
when I'm on holiday.
No?
I've
Okay.
got 5 children that range from 17 to 2. It's non-stop. Oh, you know, one minute I'm dragging one out of the pool, the next minute the eldest wants to go for, you know, to the bar, and then it's like one's up at 6. The middle 2 obviously my son wants to go and hike, my daughter wants to go shopping. It's like, oh.
So there's no chill time.
I need a holiday.
You need a holiday from the holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But you don't strike the sort of guy to me, even if you had time and the kids were elsewhere, that you'd sit by a pool.
I can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
No, I remember when I first got with Emily and we had no children and we went on holiday. She was like, "I've never known someone to move so much." She went, "I can't just lie by the pool," and I'm like, "Why would I waste my life lying by a pool?"
I feel for you. My missus would sit by the pool all day, read a book, and I'm like that. Where's the gym? Where's the golf course?
Yeah,
you know, I need to go and look at all the historical architecture in the local town or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't sit. It's mind numbing. You know, sit there putting half a stone on because you've eaten and drunk all day. No, not for me, mate. Not for me.
Don't get me wrong. It's nice to unwind, but you know, just you can unwind by stimulating your mind in a better way. You know.
Yeah.
Lying there. Don't get me wrong. You know. It can be, you know, it can recharge you, but for days on end, just to get a tan.
No.
Come on. There's more to life than that.
Yeah. I'm not a sun worshipper anyway. I mean, I love scenery and I love that, and I'd prefer it to be a little bit overcast if I'm fair, because I burn easily. And when I play golf, my nose is just like bright red, you know, and so I'm not a big sun fan, to be fair. I like a pool, like a bit of a swim, but I'd rather go for a walk, you know.
Yeah.
You know, up a hill or something, or around
That's
the town.
what my son done. Like, he woke me up one morning. Like, "Dad, see that mountain there, or that peak there? Can we go up it?" And I'm like, yeah, no worries. Day sack on, water bottle in the day sack. Well, obviously, when we got there, it was like that. We had to find a way through it. We all when we got back, we all cut to shreds, you know, from the bushes and from the rocks, but he loved it. It took us about 2.5 hours to get up there and back down.
That's Scotland? Scotland was that? Or
no, this was in Crete.
Right.
And Emily's like, where have you been? What have you done? And we're like, "See that peak there?" And they're like, "Yeah, we've been to the top." And then we told the local waiters and the chefs when we went for lunch. And they're like, that's a private mountain, it's not accessible. You know, there's no private paths about it. I was like, yeah, we found out the hard way. Look at our legs. We were jumping over fences, and
man.
I was thinking, well, there must be a route up here, you know, but there wasn't. It was private land, and
you're the pathfinder, though, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, well, that's it. Even my son was like, "Dad, are you sure you know where you go?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll find it." Path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Is he determined like you?
Yeah.
So he's got that mindset. You know, I want to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, he's very
you know?
driven.
Yeah.
He's a very driven young man. All my children are, and it's one of those. Not necessarily what I tell them, which I do educate them. It's through your own actions. But children are very visual. You know, what they see is how they act or how they should act. You know, you can talk to a child for 2 hours and it would just go completely over their heads, even though you're trying to talk to them in a good way. But then you can do something, and that will sink in. So they will, you as a parent, it's so important to lead by example.
Yeah.
And then later on in the years, when they start to understand, when they want to understand, you can start to, give them more of a talking to.
When they've got more of a brain to understand that type of things, because kids never forget.
No.
When you're young, they'll tell you things, and when your kids get older, they'll say, "Oh, do you remember when this happened 20 years ago?" You're like that. I don't remember it. And then they'll say, "Oh yeah, you did this or you did that." So kids are amazing, mate. They never forget.
No,
never
they don't.
forget.
And it's like, my daughter came up to me not long ago. This was just after we got back from holiday. She's like, "Daddy, I understand why you work so hard, so we can have nice holidays and we can do nice things, and when we do spend time together, it is proper quality time." And she said, "I appreciate how hard you work." She said, "Thank you." And we've never said to any of our kids, "Daddy works so hard, why are you doing this, why are you doing that?" It's like she's come out of that off of what she's seen.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought to myself, wow, without even realising it, you're a role model just through what you do.
Setting a good example.
Yeah, so now she knows that, to get on in life and to get the things that you want, you have to work hard. That sort of lesson of work ethic, is absolutely paramount. It's being slowly drilled into her, subconsciously, and it's nothing that I've said to them.
Yeah, I think all of the best examples of anything are the ones that are natural.
Yeah.
And the ones that are seen, as you say, from other people. You don't need to, being a leader, you don't need to say, "I'm a leader, I'm the boss, it's my train set," or anything like that. If you do it the right way, people will understand that as well. So being a role model for parents is very similar to being in a business world, I would say, as well. So it's pretty good that people do recognise what's good and bad about those things.
Yeah.
So do you spend a lot of time? Do you have a lot of time? Holiday-wise, do you plan to say, right, I'm going to go away 3 times a year or something like that?
Yeah, this year we've only managed to get away twice. Well, I say twice. Once we've just had a summer holiday and we're going away for Christmas and New Year.
Right.
So I would like more, but this year hasn't catered for that. And my summer holiday was meant to be 2 weeks, but it got cut down to a week.
I bet Emily loved that, mate.
Yeah, I know, yeah. She wasn't too impressed,
No, I bet.
she understands. She understands. So, I think, especially with my work commitments, it's really important that we get that time in.
Yeah, because there's got to be a point where you say, "Look, I'm going away."
Yeah, no, there
clear
is.
my schedule.
Yeah, there is.
Because it's still, in the end of the day, you're still your own guy. You're still in charge, aren't you?
100%.
You're not there to. It's not like you work for a football club and you've got to go play football over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, no, I can pretty much, do. Fill up my diary. The thing about it, my diary can be filled up like that. I tried to take a week off not too long ago, and because I just had a week gap, and I was like, right, said to my agency, to my management, right, just take that off, and then they're like, what for? And I'm just like, just so I can have a bit of chill time with the family. I said, just moved into we're going to be moving into a new house, blah blah blah, and it just slowly started filling up. Oh, and this really important meeting coming up for Sky or for Channel 4. Can you jump on and you come for me? And this contract here has come. Oh, there's a corporate event come up. They're paying this. They want you to do this, and I'm like, you just can't turn it down. The opportunity, and I'm just like, okay then. And then before I knew it, I'd filled up the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I had to fight to keep that Friday off.
Right.
Because Jordan was like, "Ant, can you do this?" I'm like, "Jordan, keep that Friday for me, please keep that Friday for me."
Yeah.
And he did. Fair play to him, but
that's
just and people say, "Oh, you got to take it whilst it's there." It's like, no, because it's going to be there. This isn't a snatch and grab thing that I'm doing. This is a career.
Yeah.
Like I had a 13-year military career.
Yeah.
I've got a 13-year media career.
Yeah.
People, hate it when people go, "Oh, and you got to rinse that towel, wash it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. No, I'm not someone that's just been a face on TV and I'm in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, I'm there. I'm still there. I've been in the industry now for 4 years, and I'm going to be there for another 4 years and another 4 years after that. And you know.
Well, you're doing so much different stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a one-trick pony either.
Mm-hmm.
And all the stuff that you're doing. I mean, I get the impression, you know, after last year, and we talked about 2018 and what a busy year it was, but I get the impression 2019 actually was busier than 2018.
Oh yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely 2019 has been manic. But 2020.
All right. So you're already planned already. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's yeah, all the way up to probably say April, May.
Right.
Next year.
Stuff scheduled in, ready to.
All good to go.
Oh,
even
awesome.
up to June, I would say. Got all of November planned for next year.
Jesus, I better book myself in with you
September.
then sometime next year.
Gotta get in there, Steve.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, I'm always flexible anyway. So, you know, whenever we can get together and do stuff and things like this and something different, you know, keep it original.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
that's cool.
That's always good for us as well.
I know, you know, with my stuff as well, I literally, I get back at that night, whatever night I get in, I go, right, what's tomorrow? And I'm like, right, I mean, sometimes, you know, I get picked up in the morning by my driver and I don't even know where I'm going.
All right, from the agency, so they organise a trip for you.
Exactly,
Right, okay.
or it's just like, right, and you know, I know that I'm going to Manchester, and it's like, why am I going to Manchester? Right, read through the notes whilst I'm on there. Right, I've got doing this. Right, this is what I'm doing, because it's so full on.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm like yesterday and the day before, left the house at 6 o'clock, came back at quarter past 11. No, by the time I'm getting into bed, it's midnight.
Right.
And it's just like, but yeah, I'm getting good at, you know, they don't feel sorry for me, you know, but it's
So that must be different to the military then, where you're planning yourself a little bit further in advance of things, whereas now you're planning it on a day-to-day basis from the night before, reading it up and saying, oh, that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do. I don't like to concern myself, you know, when I'm at work or when I'm doing something that day, I'm in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be thinking, what am I doing tomorrow? Or, oh, right, this is because it distracts with what I'm doing today.
Yeah, focus on it.
I'll focus on that when this job is done or when this task is done, then I will focus on what I need to do next.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't allow those distractions to come in, or those, oh, well, I've got to pack this or pack that or pack that, because it's just a distraction on the moment that you're living in.
I like that, because all the times that we've met and done stuff, it's that comes across from you perfectly, where you don't talk really about other stuff that you're going to do the next day, and you don't say, oh, Steve, tomorrow, guess where I'm going, or this, and I'm thinking, I'd be like, shut you with me today. You know, so you don't do that, which is really cool. So you're literally, you know, you're devoting your time. This is my task today. This is what we're going to do. Steve, I'm all yours.
Absolutely.
Let's get on with it. And I like that. That's
Phone's
pretty cool.
off, and it's like, you know.
Yeah. And I when we did, I think the last time we met was at the event in London. We did that, you know, talk with Ian at the sporting club. And I remember seeing your phone on the side, and it was just message, miss call.
Yeah, no.
And I'm thinking, Jesus, you're gonna have a lot of time catching up with all that later on, I tell you.
Yeah, that's what, and it's one of those as well. Do you know what people? You know, I get so many missed calls and I wake up to so many emails, and
I know what you mean, because you don't have time for that.
No.
I mean, I text you like loads of times and you never answer me.
Yeah, no,
I'm only joking.
But
you texted me last night, actually.
Do you know what? It's only because I was scrolling through, and you're lucky that I got the text. I was thinking, I'm seeing Steve. I'm like, normally I hear from him, and I've got my messages, and I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, then I see Steve with the car that you sign off with.
I always sign off with the car,
and I'm like, he has messaged me. Shit. And I go in there and go, and it's because I miss him, because I'm just. That's what I say to people. You'd rather call me and give me a missed call than I go, right, I'll call you back, because it's just it's just the pace of life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so fast and it's so rapid that I have to prioritise work. I have to go right, you know. And Deb's, my PA, is really good at sort of segregating the two. She goes, no, that's work related, that's not.
Yeah.
That's work related, that's not. That's work related, that's not. And you just need that in your life. You know, you find that the more successful you get, and you will understand this, the more successful you get, the bigger team you need around you.
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily just because you need a bit, but you need to go, right, that is your cake. I can't handle that. That is yours. This is yours. That is yours. And it's almost, you need to offload that responsibility because you're going to meltdown.
Mate,
Do you understand that?
Oh, 100%. I've been lucky enough to be a mentor for a couple of businesses who people ask me advice on how to run businesses and so on. And I said, the biggest challenge for me was to go from running it and doing it all myself to then having a team that did those segments.
Yeah.
And then without trying to micromanage it, because if you try to micromanage it, you'll do it differently to them.
Yeah.
But you've got to let them have the autonomy to do that, and you've also got to let them grow and learn and do their mistakes as well. Because I can walk in and there's 22 people on the phone, and I'm thinking, I can't do that.
No.
You know, and I don't know all about the marketing anymore, and I don't know all about the sales anymore, and I don't know about this. Then I'm more of the strategic side of the business, and that's the focus, that's the forging where we're going ahead. And Mike and Zoe and whatever will come in and say, this has all been done. I'm like, great. You know, I'm like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
You know, instead
But
of trying
growth,
to,
right? That's
it's growth. You can't grow
No.
unless you have a team. 100%.
1,000,000%.
100%. You need that solid team around you. You get rid of dead wood, and you've got the right team around you in order to grow as a business.
Yeah.
And that's the same with you. You've got a social media team, you've got an agent team, you've got a contracts team, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
And
literacy team, it's like, I went into a meeting the other day and I just sat there and there's like 14 people around the table, all there for me, and I'm just like...
Did you know who they all were though?
Yeah, but I'm thinking, this is my team. I'm like, wow, this is no, it's pretty humbling stuff, because you think, I'm here just doing my thing, but the reason why I'm allowed to do my thing is because of you. It's because I never take anyone for granted. I'm like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so respectful in what I do, because ultimately it allows me to 100% be me, concentrate on what I need to do. I don't need to worry about that. You've got that. Then it's just keeping the momentum going, keeping this well-oiled machine oiled. You know, it's like,
you don't need to worry about the tiny things, the organisation of the things. You just
Exactly.
need to do the actual
what
work.
am I
the
good
job.
at? Well, listen, we're going to do everything. What you're good at, we're going to do everything to support that. So that gives you the opportunity to do what you do best, and 100%. You know, it's like no distractions, no worries, and it's like you when you walk into the office. You know, you've got people that go, look, sales. This is what we've done this week. This is what we've done, and you're like, great. You're almost like, wow, you're up to date with it, because obviously you sit at the top of the pile. But it's like you just said, you couldn't do that. You couldn't, you know.
You can't. I remember when I set up on my own, you're like 7 days a week, and you're making your own brews, and you're answering the phones, and you're doing the marketing, you're doing the stamps, the invoicing, all that sort of stuff. And
So when did you set up on your own?
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
So talk me through, what did you have when you first set up? You just have like a desk, a phone,
A desk, a phone. The office was probably twice the size of this car.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't a big office, tiny. Yeah. And you do the marketing, and you do the adverts and the papers, the publications, and you're basically waiting for the phone to ring, because you've got no repeat business. You've got no one to call back and to say, what can we do? You know, and down the corridor was the coffee room, and I'd go down there and I'd make the brew, and the phone would ring, and I'd run down the corridor, and if Officer's Cars Direct, come back in, oh, wrong number, okay, next. And then so you go back and forth, and then my business partner at the time, oh, 1 sec. How you doing, mate?
You two chat a lot.
You like it, yeah?
All I can see is
Mostly what we're talking about is your directional sense. Did you see?
on bicycle settings.
Oh, bicycle settings.
7.5 hours.
Oh, mate, brilliant. Cheers, Alan.
Thanks, Jade. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Speak to you soon.
So go on, take me back to your little office.
So obviously doing all of that work and 7 days a week, it's difficult to have any space or time. And I remember my business partner at the time, who still is today, Tim. He said to me, you need more people. Oh no, I can handle it. I can do it all. I can do it all. Mm-hmm. And he says, oh no, you need a holiday. You need to recharge your batteries. And if you want to grow, do you want to stick as you are, or do you want to grow and do more? And I said, well, I want to grow. I want to get bigger. I want to do more. I want to give more back. And he says, you need more people. And so then I said, fair enough. Okay, I relented and thought, he's got more experience than me. I'll listen to that. You know, and as long as I'm alive, I can learn. And it doesn't matter what I know, you can always learn more when you get older. Absolutely. And so on. So you take advice from people who have done it. And so we wanted to get a full-time administrator, and so we set up this hotel. We did this interview process, and one of the girls that came in, Laura, comes in for the interview. And I'm thinking, I know her, and I'm thinking, is your dad named Pete? She went, yeah. I said, no, I played football with him in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, I said, you got the job. So she come from a military background, parents in the military. She was in JHQ when I was there, but I knew her dad and I knew her mum. Her mum used to work in a bakery, and I thought, well, they lived in Lincolnshire as well, and she was coming for the job. So she's been with us ever since.
Oh, really?
Ever since. She's our longest serving employee, 16, 17 years. It was about a year and a half after I set up the business before I actually had anyone. So doing it all on our own for a year and a half, that's a long time.
God, that is, yeah.
A long time, mate. Long
time. She's seen the growth of it then?
She's seen everything. Zoe came in 2005, so she's been with us 15 years now. And Graham 2009. So, you know, they're our longest serving employees, along with Mike, who's completely changed the sales team in the last 5-6 years. And that's where our growth has picked up, where he's got a lot more experience in managing a proper sales team and a proper administration team. And to be fair, he's actually got more experience than me from it. Yes, I know my stuff, but
of course.
You know, you have to surround yourself with, you know, I like Richard Branson, and he said, you know, surround yourself with people who are experts in that field. And so if I need someone who's better at administration, I get someone who's a team member, and I get someone who's a sales and operations manager, and I get someone who's a business development manager, because I don't know it all. And that's how you grow. As you say in your team,
Absolutely.
you've got 14 individual specialists, you know, looking for your best interests.
1,000,000%. Completely get that. Yeah, and it's a must, you know, and it's and once you do let go, you go, right, I get it.
Yeah.
That's part of life, right? You know.
Did you get that as well? Did you want to take control earlier?
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I just want to go, right, no, actually, I know where my career's going. I know, I'm focused, I'm with me 100% of the time, right? So, you know, it's all you, and then you've got a team around you that are, you know, they're seeing things differently, you know. Not until you sit down with them and they sort of talk it through, you're like, you've got the same goal, but it's a different way of approaching it, or a different method of insertions, shall we say.
But their experience, isn't it? Because it's their agency, it's how they do it.
And they've been going for 30 odd years, and obviously I'm new to the space, so you've got to go, even though, you know, I'm a switched on guy, and I know what's good for me. Ultimately, when it comes to that space, I'm the newbie, I'm the sprog, you know.
You're the sprog.
It's like, back to that old
Get your crap out again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, right, do you know what? I'm going to take off the reins and go, listen, over to you.
So presumably it's not, I do it my way, because you obviously have ideas that you want to do.
Yeah. Okay,
and it's not like, well, I'm going to do it and that's it, because
doesn't work like that.
No, because you might have suggestions,
yeah,
and you think, well, no, I'd like to do it this way, and you know, it's not like people want to prove you wrong or do things, because I have ideas in my business, and I'll come up and I'll say, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
And I might like it. I might like the colour or the design or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then normally it's just Zoe. I ask Zoe and I say, what do you think? Oh, I don't like that. And I said, okay, but I like it. Okay. and then no, it's not like that's not that bad. And then I say, okay, let's get another opinion. And more often than not, when it comes to a marketing situation, she's right. Yeah. And then I'll ask another person, what do you think of that? Yeah, I prefer that one. And I never tell anyone what I've decided or what Zoe decided. I just say, what do you think, that or that? I like that one. Okay, let's get another opinion. And I get another one. And if it's more than 3-1 or 4-1, I just say, okay, fine, go you. There's no argument, there's no discussion. It's like that. If it's 50-50, then I've got to make a decision. And it's normally I'll go with my idea. If it's 50-50. And
of course, that's what. Yeah.
But you and
that's
you know
what the company is where because you make good decisions.
exactly.
Right?
And but you have to make a decision.
Yeah, that's gone.
Okay, camera gone. All right, we'll carry on afterwards. You'll do stuff and it'll be wrong, and you'll say, okay, won't do that again.
Yeah.
And other stuff, you'll say, okay, that's right. There's never a case where I would say to Zoe, I told you so. There's never a case where she would say to me, I told you so, or Mike or Graham. It's just a case, oh, that worked, didn't expect that, brilliant, try that again. And I think you've got to learn that in a business sense to be humble and take on board, either which way it goes. You know, but you've got to make a decision. You can't come to a crossroads and think, which way? Okay, we'll sleep on it over a weekend. Why? You know, if you need to make a decision, then you just make a decision one way or the other, and plan. If that doesn't work, and you go down that road, okay, what's the next decision off that, and what's the next decision off that? So at least you're not stumbling through it.
And is Alan doing the edit as well?
Yeah. Did you see? You saw the interview? Did you do the final version? Isn't that what you think?
Yeah, good mate, brilliant.
He did a good job, didn't he, mate?
Mate, he done a really good job. Really good job. That was a really good interview as well.
Because you've been interviewed 100 times.
Yeah.
You know, and how did it compare to other stuff that you've done? Because most of the stuff I've seen you with was very short-lived.
Yeah.
5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, thing like that.
The longer ones are, you know, it allows you to talk freely. You're not thinking, well, I've got this one question, I've got this one answer. It's like, you know, what you're going to get out of this is just free-flowing conversation, and then you edit it into what you want it, and it's a lot more natural.
Yeah.
You know, I feel, and you're a lot more relaxed. So when we're there and we're speaking, it's a lot more relaxed. It's like you've got a bit of time. You've got whatever we were there for an hour, whatever it is.
I remember when I spoke to Jordan, and I said, yeah, I want to do an interview, and he says, yeah, no worries. And how much do you need? 50 minutes, 20 minutes? And I'm like, no, I want to do it. I want to do a real good, good solid show.
Yeah.
Do an hour and a half, knock it down to whatever it was, and to be fair, it came across much better than I expected. Yeah. It was awesome, absolutely awesome.
And that's what it's one of those, isn't it? It's the power of the edit as well. You know, if you've got a good guy like Alan who can get them angles and also edit it down to what he knows works. Doing
the money shots.
Yeah.
And so I'll just do this and just shake hands here and just pull that out and just do that, and then he edits it all together, as you say. And actually, I came across much better than I thought. Yeah. Because I'd never worked with a team like Alan before, and obviously you do that. Yeah. Quite seriously with the productions that you do. Yeah. Turn it into a nice bit of production, and he did a brilliant job. And I said to him afterwards, I said, great, we'll probably do something again next year.
Have you seen Thor?
Thor, mate. Oh, you should be mini Thor.
Yes.
Okay.
Agreed.
Not that you're not a big lad or anything, but and I mean, I was going to get you a booster seat for today.
Vertically challenged, shall we call it?
Vertically challenged. Yeah.
That's what they call it.
Scared of heights. But, yeah, you should be Thor, mate. You should be mini Thor.
Get into acting, mate.
Oh, mate, you've got to get into acting. You've got to get into acting.
I haven't got the time. No, that takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, but the payoffs are bigger, presumably. Yeah. We'll talk about it later, but I'm sure you've got lots of ideas you'd love to get into. But you told me before you'd only do it if you could do it. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want it to be, The Rock. Could he be an actor? Actually, he's great. Yeah. Or Dave Bautista, who was a whatever thing. So I like that idea.